Something has shifted around you, Capricorn. The energy in the room changes when you walk in. You can feel it, even if no one speaks. It's like the air knows your name before your lips do. A silence follows you, not out of peace, but out of observation. Someone's attention clings to your steps like a shadow that refuses to disappear. They watch how you rise without permission, how you rebuild what was broken, how you glow even after being buried in doubt. You don't see them, but they see you. And the irony? The same ones who once turned their back now can't look away. There's a gaze hiding in plain sight, a presence tracking your every move, not to harm you, but to understand the divine mystery surrounding your name. You became a living question they can't answer. Before we dive deeper, declare your protection in the comments by writing, "I'm surrounded by divine eyes." Because tonight, we uncover what their hidden watch truly means. And why the unseen eyes following you are proof that heaven is making sure your steps are never taken alone. Stay until the end, Capricorn, because what's been watching you is about to be revealed, and it's not all human. There's a quiet power in you, Capricorn, the kind that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, yet commands it effortlessly. When you walk into a room, you don't have to announce your presence. Your spirit does it for you. That calmness you carry, that steady rhythm of your energy, unsettles those who once thought they had you figured out. The person secretly watching you now remembers every word they spoke when they doubted you. They thought time would bury your name, that your silence meant surrender. But instead, your silence became the soil where your strength took root. Now, they watch as you bloom quietly, and it bothers them that you didn't need their applause to rise. They see you moving differently. You're quieter, wiser, and harder to read. You don't react the way you used to, and that mystery pulls their curiosity closer. They scroll through your posts, replay your old memories, and ask about you in passing tones, pretending indifference. Yet inside, they burn with questions. How did Capricorn find peace after all that pain? How are they shining without me? They cannot understand that your silence is sacred. It's the sound of healing. It's the whisper of divine protection around your steps. You stopped defending yourself, and that's when heaven began defending you. This watcher can't explain what they feel. They are haunted not by guilt alone, but by revelation. They see now that your strength was never loud because it didn't need to be. You became the mirror they can't escape. Every time they look at you, they see the parts of themselves they never healed. They watch because your transformation reminds them of everything they refused to become. They wanted to see you fall, but now they witness your glow, and it reflects the failure of their intentions. You don't boast, you don't retaliate, you just exist in a peace they can't destroy. Capricorn, understand this truth. Your silence is not emptiness. It is the echo of your victory. And those who secretly observe you are staring at proof that divine justice is real. They underestimated your stillness, not realizing it was power disguised as calm. Now that same stillness has become the mirror that exposes what their hearts tried to hide. Keep moving in silence, because what they're watching isn't just your life. They're witnessing the unfolding of a divine plan that no one can interfere with. Capricorn, when your spirit begins to glow brighter, it doesn't just light your path, it draws attention from places you never expected. People can feel when something about you shifts. Your energy speaks before you do. And lately, that energy has become magnetic. The person secretly watching you isn't just curious about what you do, they're fascinated by why everything you do seems to unfold with divine precision. They see how you move with patience while others chase shadows. They see that you don't force outcomes, yet opportunities appear like the universe itself is in conversation with your steps. They notice that you don't speak loudly, yet doors open as if your name carries unseen authority. This energy confuses them, Capricorn. They've seen people hustle endlessly and still remain stuck. But you move quietly, almost effortlessly, and still, the results are undeniable. They begin to wonder if you're using something they can't access, a secret, a power, or a force beyond logic. What they don't realize is that your secret is spiritual alignment. You've stepped into what can only be called the magnetic field of destiny. In this sacred space, your actions aren't random. They're guided. Your timing isn't luck, it's orchestration. Every step, every pause, every decision now vibrates at a divine frequency that pulls everything meant for you directly into your orbit. Those who watch you can feel this vibration, even if they don't understand it. It makes them restless. Your peace irritates their confusion. Your glow challenges their insecurity. They can't comprehend how you found balance while they're still wrestling with chaos. Some of them wear masks of admiration. They compliment you, but behind their words hides a question. How does Capricorn keep winning without noise? Others pretend to care, asking subtle questions, checking your moves as if they could decode your pattern. But what they're really doing is studying grace. A kind of grace that cannot be duplicated because it isn't learned. It's earned through endurance and faith. Capricorn, they're watching you because your life has become a classroom for those who once doubted your wisdom. You've become a living lesson, showing how alignment with the divine replaces the need for manipulation. Your calm energy teaches them that control doesn't come from force, but from surrender. Your blessings don't flow from effort alone. They flow from spiritual order. They'll keep watching, trying to figure out the formula. They'll try to trace your path, copy your style, or mimic your decisions. But they'll never find what they're searching for. Because your favor isn't material, it's mystical. It doesn't follow human logic, it follows divine law. The same hand that guided you through battles now marks your path with invisible favor. Every step you take leaves a trace of light, and that light is what they can't resist. They're drawn to you like moths to flame, unaware that it's not you they're chasing, it's the divine within you. And that, Capricorn, is why your energy has become a magnet. Not because you asked for attention, but because heaven has decided it's your time to be seen. Your peace, your patience, your quiet success, they're all signals to the universe that you've earned this glow. And the eyes watching you? They're just proof that light cannot exist without being noticed. Capricorn, nothing that hides in darkness stays hidden forever. The same universe that once allowed them to move quietly around your path is now ready to shine light on every shadow. What was once whispered behind closed doors will echo in the open. What was once masked by fake smiles will start to tremble under your rising energy. The time of divine exposure has arrived, and it won't come with chaos or confrontation. It will come through peace. Because when divine timing speaks, it doesn't shout, it simply reveals. The person secretly watching your steps will soon be known. Not because you went searching, but because their own energy will reveal them. They will slip in their words, their tone, their behavior. Something inside them won't be able to pretend anymore. Their curiosity will grow into patterns you can't ignore. Sudden check-ins, random compliments, forced laughter when you succeed. You'll feel their presence even before you notice their face. Because energy, Capricorn, always arrives before the person does. It could be someone from work who suddenly changes their tone when your name is mentioned. A friend who used to cheer you on but now remains silent when you win. Or someone from your past who keeps resurfacing under the excuse of just checking in. They're drawn by a mix of fascination and discomfort, unable to leave you alone, yet uneasy being near your light. And that's the truth about divine exposure. It doesn't happen to shame them, but to awaken you. It's heaven's gentle way of saying, look closer. Don't ignore what your spirit already knows. Your growth is stretching the space around you, and anyone who cannot match your vibration will show signs of unease. It's not your fault. Your evolution simply makes their stagnation louder. You'll begin to sense the truth in their energy. The way they look at you will feel different, admiration mixed with tension. Their words will sound supportive, but their spirit will not agree with their mouth. And you'll know, this is the exposure the divine spoke of. But listen carefully. You don't have to respond in anger or fear. You don't have to call them out. Your only job is to stay still. Because what's being revealed isn't meant for confrontation, it's meant for confirmation. The universe is showing you who's truly for you and who's only fascinated by your light. Every hidden motive is surfacing now because your spirit can no longer share space with pretense. You're being refined for a higher level of visibility, the kind that requires purity around you. So when these exposures happen, don't panic. Smile inwardly and say, "Thank you, divine light, for showing me the truth." Remember this, Capricorn. For every set of eyes watching you in secrecy, there's a greater set of eyes watching over you in protection. Heaven is fully aware of every whisper, every envy, every hidden intention. The divine doesn't miss what you can't see. And soon you'll understand, being watched wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You were never being spied on for destruction, you were being prepared for elevation. Your watchers are simply part of the lesson, reminding you that when you walk in divine purpose, even your silence becomes a revelation. Capricorn, your life right now is not random. It's not a series of lucky moments or sudden turns, it's a divine production unfolding under heaven's watchful eye. Every chapter of your story is being written for a reason, far greater than what you can see. And the person secretly watching your steps is part of that plan, not as your downfall, but as your witness. Your journey has become a spiritual movie, one filled with storms, silence, strength, and divine intervention. You've walked through seasons where you lost everything, and yet something inside you refused to break. You've had nights where you cried quietly, asking God why people you trusted turned against you, why your name was dragged in rooms you never entered, and why certain eyes followed you without peace. But even when you didn't see it, heaven was setting the stage. You see, when grace decides to speak, it doesn't always do it with words. Sometimes, it uses your life as the sermon. Your every move becomes a message. Your recovery becomes a prophecy. And your resilience becomes the evidence that divine protection is not a myth. It's a living force moving through you. That's why this person, or perhaps these people, have been watching. It's not by chance. Their curiosity is not natural, it's spiritual. They were placed as silent observers, not to harm you, but to witness what grace looks like when it's unstoppable. The divine often uses your story to teach those around you that his timing is perfect and his favor is undeniable. They are learning through you, even if they don't realize it yet. Capricorn, your silence after the storm confused many. You didn't shout your pain, you didn't beg for validation, you just disappeared, healed, and rose quietly. And now, they watch in disbelief, because you weren't supposed to glow again. You weren't supposed to rebuild what was broken. But that's the thing about divine plans. They bloom in secret. What they thought was your end became your transformation. What they mocked as weakness became your weapon of wisdom. And now they watch because they can't explain the miracle called you. There are eyes on you, yes, but not all are malicious. Some are there because your story ignites something within them. Your strength whispers hope into hearts that had given up. Your calm challenges those still addicted to chaos. Your light offends those who find comfort in darkness. You are teaching everyone something, both the ones who love you and the ones who pretend they don't. Heaven uses your journey as a living example. Even those who envy you are learning, painfully, silently, but truthfully. They are learning that you can't curse what God has chosen. They are learning that destiny cannot be delayed by deceit. They are learning that when the divine says rise, not even betrayal can keep you buried. And here's the part you need to remember. Visibility is never random. You're not being seen by accident. The divine chooses specific moments to make you visible. Not when you're desperate for validation, but when your soul has matured enough to handle being seen. Your glow right now is the result of hidden growth. And that's why you attract attention. Because spiritual power is magnetic. It draws both light and shadow. It pulls those who admire you and exposes those who can't stand your peace. The person watching you closely may feel conflicted. Part of them is inspired by your progress. The other part is disturbed by their own stagnation. They thought you were lucky, but luck doesn't explain this level of grace. They thought you were finished, but somehow you keep rising higher. And the truth they're beginning to realize, the one that keeps them up at night, is that your favor is spiritual, not logical. It's not something that can be copied, stolen, or explained. It's something that must be lived, earned, and aligned with. That's why the divine has allowed their eyes to remain on you. You're teaching them what happens when someone walks with integrity, even after being betrayed. You're showing them that peace is more powerful than revenge. You're proving that favor doesn't shout, it shines. And as you keep walking forward, the universe is using your steps as sacred lessons written for those who once misjudged you. Capricorn, your watchers are not your enemies. They are students of your transformation. Through your life, heaven is showing them what grace really looks like, how it restores what was lost, how it multiplies what was taken, how it silences what once tried to destroy you. You are a vessel of divine evidence, and even your mistakes are being recycled into wisdom. So don't fear the eyes that follow you. You are not being stalked. You are being studied by destiny itself. The energy watching you is being used by the divine to bring your story to full circle. They are seeing firsthand that gossip fades, but glory remains. That envy burns out, but purpose endures. That imitation fails, but authenticity reigns. You are the message the universe wanted them to hear. You are the reflection that reminds them it's never too late to heal, and never too late to evolve. Your life, Capricorn, is divine poetry written in human motion. And while they secretly watch your steps, heaven is watching theirs, guiding them through your example, testing their hearts, and awakening their souls through the light you carry. So keep walking, keep rising, keep glowing silently, because what you think is human attention is really divine demonstration. The universe is saying, watch how I bless my chosen ones. Watch how I turn pain into power and silence into strength. You are not just living your destiny, you are proving that destiny cannot be denied. And the next time you feel their unseen eyes on you, don't be afraid. Smile, because even in their secret watching, heaven is at work. And you, Capricorn, are still walking exactly where the divine wants you, in full view of those who once doubted you, so that they may learn what true divine favor looks like when it wears human skin. Capricorn, if lately you've felt eyes on you, it's not your imagination. It's revelation. You're walking in a light that cannot be dimmed anymore. Your path has become so radiant that even those who once ignored your presence can't help but feel it now. Every step you take glows with divine alignment. And when light appears, shadows can't help but follow, not to harm, but to witness. This season of your life is sacred. Heaven has decided that your journey will no longer remain hidden. The battles you fought silently, the tears no one saw, the prayers you whispered in the dark, they have all been turned into armor made of grace. And now heaven has crowned you with visibility. You are not being watched because you're vulnerable. You're being watched because you've become evidence of what divine protection looks like when it moves through human form. So, walk with grace, Capricorn. Let them watch. For every step you take is teaching someone how protection truly works, how peace looks when it's guarded by light, and how power feels when it's born from endurance. Those silent watchers are not witnessing your weakness. They are witnessing your spiritual upgrade. They are learning that no amount of envy can block a soul that's been sealed by divine purpose. Type in the comments right now, my steps are guided by light. Because that is your affirmation, your shield, your reminder that no hidden gaze, no silent intention can interfere with what heaven has already written in your favor. The light that surrounds you cannot be touched by human hands. It's the kind of light that blinds those with wrong motives and guides those who are pure in spirit. Capricorn, you've survived things that were meant to silence you. You've outlasted storms that others couldn't stand in. You've risen above whispers, envy, and quiet schemes. And now your silence itself has become prophecy, a living message that says, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." Your calm presence is louder than any accusation, and your peace is echoing louder than their noise. Those who secretly watched you rise will soon have no choice but to respect the strength that carried you through. You are stepping into a chapter where your grace will speak before your words do. Your glow will answer questions no explanation could. Your success will be quiet, but it will thunder across the hearts of those who once doubted you. And your silence will continue to protect what your spirit has already conquered. You see, Capricorn, you are not just another story of survival. You are the living proof that destiny can't be hidden. When heaven marks someone, even shadows bow. You are walking through a divine script written long before your struggles began, and every twist in your journey has been leading to this exact moment. You are the calm after the storm, the light after the darkness, the peace after the war. So lift your head, take a deep breath, and keep walking. Not in fear, but in confidence. Because the same eyes that watched your pain will now witness your rise. They will see what favor looks like when it's untouchable. They will see what strength looks like when it's molded by grace. And they will see that what was meant to harm you has only pushed you closer to divine elevation. Capricorn, never forget this truth. You were never meant to blend. You were meant to be noticed by destiny, seen by heaven, and recognized by those who once doubted your worth. Your steps are not random, they are sacred. Your watchers are not enemies, they are witnesses, placed by divine order to testify to your breakthrough. So, as you step into this new light, remember, you are chosen, you are covered, and your story is not done. It's only just beginning to unfold in the most powerful way. Stay strong, Capricorn. Keep your peace, keep your balance, and keep your eyes fixed on what's ahead. Because you are not walking alone, you are being escorted by divine presence. Your watchers are simply there to witness the prophecy unfold. And as this message closes, let your heart receive this truth. Your path is protected, your steps are sacred, and every silent observer is only proof that your victory was never meant to be private. Don't forget to subscribe and stay close, because your next revelation is already unfolding, and when it does, it will leave even your watchers speechless.